Okay, now we're recording. Thanks, Annette. You're so sweet. Welcome, everybody. It's Thursday. What is today? March 26th, I hope. It's not April yet, is it? No, it's March. Okay, so tonight I wanted to get on the team call and talk about how to end your month strong and reach Success Club. But as always, I want to start off by recognizing you amazing people on our team. So I'm going to go through all of our peeps that are in the Changing Lives Club. At Success Club 10 plus, my name is the first name, but I'm not going to say my name out loud because that's weird. I'm trying to recognize you guys. We have Chelsea, Danielle, and I'm not going to pronounce last names because some people, I don't know how to pronounce their last name. Kayla, Leslie, Whitney, and Allison. At Success Club 5 and up, we have Kristen, Erin, Shannon, Danielle, Jamie, and Dawn. And then we have a lot of people almost there, so I'll try to go through it real quick. We have Elena, Kate, and if I mispronounce your name, I'm very sorry. Please correct me. Alicia, Brittany, Shelly, Jessica, Sarah, Melissa, Gretchen, Bree, Kate, another Kate, Kate Lewis, Kate L, and then we also have Kate O, Heather C, Christina F. We have a lot of people with the same name. I guess I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce last name, so I'm just going to try. Aurora Murillo, Rochelle Hiddle. I feel like I sound like the guy on the National Wake Up Call now. Brittany Forche, Trisha Seal, Alyssa Crane, Ashley Frizgowski. I screwed that up royally. I'm sorry. Paige Dolan, Amanda Bateman, Emily Garula. I don't know if I said that right. Christina Stocks, Shanice Crary. Wow, I'm bad at this. Cheyenne Rigetti, Holly Warren, Kimmy Bevan, Cheryl Cormier, Danielle Tays, Mary Trujillo, Megan Krapow. I sound like oh my gosh. Heather Clark, Kelly Carino, Krista Haynes, Cassie Meyer, Tanya Gonzalez, Jessica Skellick, and Jennifer Warney. Wow, if you guys haven't laughed yet today, I'm pretty sure you probably laughed a million times with me trying to pronounce everyone's names. And sorry if I really screwed up your name. I know I have a weird last name too, so I'm used to people screwing up my name, but please correct me if that was wrong. So congrats everyone that is in the Changing Lives Club or almost there. We still have plenty of time to get there if you're not there already. We still have almost a week left of the month. So yeah, your last name is very easy, Heather. I'm thankful for that. And then also I wanted to just recognize and welcome all of our new coaches that are either on here or listening into the recording. And I usually update you guys every week and sound like a broken record to talk about getting on the wait list for the cruise and making sure that you're registered for Summit, just because it's so vital to go to these events because they're like building blocks for your business. And if you want to grow a serious business and help a lot of people, going to events are game changers. I say this every week, but we'll do more calls and videos about it when it gets closer to the time, but there will be contests and stuff like that so that we can help you guys get there. But just realize how important it is to get there. And where there's a will, there's a way. We will find a way, whatever we have to do to get you there. So I wanted to just start off with saying a few things before I get into the topic of the call tonight. Because when I think about Success Club, like I have coaches that are like on other teams that have come to me before and they're like, Jessica, how are you so successful? Like, what's your secret? I'm like, I do the 3 vital behaviors every day, like even if I don't feel like it. And when you do the 3 vital behaviors, you get Success Club. So it just kind of happens. I mean, and if you guys ask, and I don't mean to sound like I'm like sounding condescending, but if you ask any of the top leaders in the company, they'll tell you the same thing. So I wanted to just start off by saying that if you're not doing the 3 vital behaviors, you're not going to get Success Club. And I have not always done all 3 of them. Like I've not always reached Success Club 30 plus every month. When I started this off, like I was terrified to invite people. And then I started inviting, but then I started putting personal development to the side because I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't need that shit. Like, I'm not going to worry about it. Like, I'm all good. That stuff's just hoaxy. Being proof the products work is something I've been pretty consistent with. But anyway, they all have a purpose. If we don't invite and talk to people, then how are people going to know that we can help them? If we don't be proof the products work, then we're kind of, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but like, how can we help other people with stuff that we're not even doing ourselves? And, that one's like the easiest one to do and to share about on your social media. People will come to you when you do that and ask what you're doing. And personal development, like, I have to say that personal development is probably the most important one. Not that the other ones aren't important, but this was the other thing that I wanted to mention before I get into like my tips for tonight, is that if you don't have self-confidence and belief in yourself and what you're talking about, you can do all the 3 vital behaviors and you're not going to see results. I mean, you might see a little bit. And I know I say this over and over and I sound like a broken record, but when I went to Tony Robbins, it radically changed my life. And it makes so much sense because he says that if you, okay, let me back up. Tony Robbins says that success with anything that you're trying to do in life comes from 80% belief and 20% action. So if you're going into something doing it with the wrong mindset, or you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to have the same result as if you were going into it in the right mindset and you believed in yourself. So I fully believe that that's why personal development is the most important thing to do. And it needs to be something that is going to help you with what you're struggling with. So if you're struggling with your mindset, then I would recommend watching something like The Secret or reading a book by Brian Tracy about self-confidence. I can't remember the title of it. If you feel like you struggle with social media, maybe your personal development that month is watching YouTube videos on how to grow your network on social media. Because if you're doing personal development just to do it and it's not necessarily helping you with something you need help with, then you're just kind of like doing it to just go through the motions. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what I try to look at, is I try to look at what do I need help with right now? What am I struggling with? And then I go out there and find personal development that will help me do that. And if you guys need tips and suggestions, I'm always here to help. There's recommendations in the Dropbox. You can post in the team page and ask. But I was talking about belief, so let me get back to that. Personal development has completely changed my entire life. Like, not just my business, but I know without a doubt that if I wouldn't have poured myself into personal development as much as I have, that I would not be where I am today. Now, I've gone to so many conferences and invested a lot of money and time into that. And I'm not saying that everyone should do that. Like, I'm not pushing that on people, but I am saying that if you focus intensely on becoming a better person, you will see results in your business and every area of your life. Something else that has really helped me, I must have needed to be reminded of this myself, because this is like the 4th time I'm having this conversation today. But like, something that really helped me at the end of the year was doing daily affirmations and visualizing what I want to happen in my life. And that will help with your belief. So I recommend you guys to do that if you're not already doing that. And if you don't know what daily affirmations are, I believe there's a team call where I talked about fear and belief before that you can go back and listen to, and I'll probably do another one again on it. But it's basically just saying whatever goal you want to achieve, you say it out loud in present tense multiple times throughout the day, and you visualize on making it happen. Now, I know that sounds weird. Believe me, I felt really weird when I started doing it. When I started telling myself I'm an elite coach and I was 1-star diamond and I need to be 5-star diamond like in 4 weeks, like, I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just believed and I visualized it happening and just trusted that whatever, like, as long as I was doing the things I needed to do every day, then it would happen. Like, it built my belief. Like, our mind tricks itself when we do the affirmations. So again, I know that sounds weird, but I promise you it works. Now that I'm getting off on a soapbox, and that's not what the topic of the call is tonight. We'll discuss that more on a team call again. But I felt like I needed to start off by saying those things, because again, you can do the 3 vital behaviors and put in the action, but if you don't have the belief, then you're not going to reach Success Club. And like I said, if you don't do the 3 vital behaviors, you will not reach Success Club. So if you're not doing the 3 vital behaviors, I don't say this to sound mean. I say it because I care. This is like tough love. But if you're not doing the 3 vital behaviors, you need to take an honest look at yourself and stop racking your brain and figuring out, why can't I get Success Club? Like, again, I'm not trying to sound condescending. This is out of love because I care. But if you are not doing those things, you're not going to reach Success Club. Okay, so now I'm going to like go back into like happy, positive mode and talk about some tips. Again, that's always out of tough love, guys. It's not because I'm trying to sit here and beat you up, but sometimes, we all need that tough love. So I just have like a few key points. I have 3 things that I wanted to talk about that I really feel like have helped my business in my month strong and Reach Success Club. And I have some like takeaways and action steps on how you guys can implement it into your business. Now, if you already watched the video that I made this week about how I reach Success Club 30 plus every month, a lot of what I'm going to talk about is like what I already said in that video, but I can go into more detail. So the first thing that you do, like it really all comes down to doing the 3 vital behaviors, following up with people, and making sure you know how to overcome objections. So the first thing I want to talk about is following up. Now, I'm not going to completely repeat myself because there's a video on the team page that you can go back and review, but I do 3 things every month when it comes to following up. The first thing I do at the beginning of the month is I follow up with everybody on my prospect list, and I follow up with value. So I focus on the relationship with them. I focus on being their friend. I ask them how life is. I comment on something that they're posting on Facebook. I don't bring up anything Beachbody related. So these are all people that I have a comprehensive list. I'll actually screen share and show you guys because I know Heather had asked me about this before. And you guys might think that I'm organized, but I'm really not. It's more like an organized mess. I can't see the little thingy. Whoops. Okay. So I have a comprehensive list of every single person that has ever expressed interest to me. And since I've been doing this for a little while, there's a lot of people on there. So again, this is a mess. And as you can see, I need to update all the columns. But this is mine. And I have like almost 400 people on here. So I have to have a way to organize it. Because if you don't have a system of follow-up and a way to organize it, actually, this is funny to open this up because I see Ina's name on here because I didn't take her off yet because she signed up, but I followed up with her and now she's a coach. Anyways, I'm scatterbrained, sorry. You have to have a system and be organized when it comes to following up. This is your business. If you want to have a 6-figure business, you have to treat it like it's a 6-figure business. So if you had like a brick and mortar business, I'm pretty sure we would all be super serious about our follow-up system because those are our customers and that's how our business runs. So I know that sounds really serious, but it really is if that's your goal, is to make a substantial income. So this is what I do. At the beginning of the month, I follow up with all of these people and just ask them like how they've been, how's your weekend, like sending prayers and good vibes your way. So that's what I do. I have this is my spreadsheet for my challenge prospects. I have a separate one for my coach prospects. So as you can see, I have here what they're interested in, and then next to it, there's a priority level. So the way that I rate that is people that are high level of interest, I do follow up with them every single week, like a couple of times throughout the week. People that are medium level are people that I follow up with once a week. And this is just stuff I put in my to-do list so that I remember to do it. I write down what I need to do on each day. And then people that are low level, I follow up with them once a month to focus. This is all focusing on the relationship, providing value. Now, how do I figure out how to prioritize this? Well, the high level prospects, those are people that tell me they're ready to sign up. Like, I'm in it, let's go. Medium, those are people that are interested but gave me an objection. Low, those would be people that I've talked to 5 times, sent them 5 messages, and they keep ignoring me because I do that. You can ask, Krista Haynes is one of my newer coaches. I invited her to coaching every single month for the past 2 years, and she just signed up because it's all about timing. Like, she ignored me, but I cared, so I followed up. Because when you don't follow up, it shows that you don't care. So following up with people is not pushy. Following up with people is showing them that you care. So you have to get all that shit out of your head. So that's my follow-up system on how I prioritize it and everything. Let me stop sharing. So, and I'll open it up for questions at the end. I know I'm going through it fast, but I don't want to leave anything out. So that's the first thing that I do at the beginning of the month is I follow up and focus on value and relationship. So then the next thing that I do is I re-invite all of them, all of my prospects every single month. And there's examples. I made a document for you guys. Like, this is all so freaking easy, and you guys can have like insanely successful businesses if you guys just apply what I'm giving you, because I'm basically like handing it to you like, hey, here you go. This is super easy. You just have to do it. Okay, that sounded bitchy too. But again, it's out of love. Like, you just have to put the action in. So I re-invite every single person every month and let them know about my next group that's coming up. There's specific examples in that document in Dropbox, and I'll post it again in the team page after this call so that you guys can have it. But I let them all know about my next thing that's coming up, depending on what they're interested in. Majority of the people that join my challenges or my coaching team every month are people that I re-invited because it was a good time for them. I mean, yes, I still invite new people, and new people come to me from social media, but majority of it, the reason I can get such high amount of Success Club points is because of my follow-up system. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I do is I send out a deadline message to every single person that told me that month, which I keep a list for that month of who wants to sign up. This is why being organized is so important. Otherwise, you're going to lose your damn mind. Believe me, I've done it before. Not literally, but I felt like I was going crazy. So I follow up with all those people that told me that month that they want to join, and I send them a message to let them know. And if you guys are a coach on my team, you've probably gotten this message before. I say to them that there's a deadline for them to start. And I create a sense of urgency. Again, not to be pushy, but to let them know that they need to, get started by a certain date so that they can take part in my next group. Because I think most people from the outside, they don't know what we do. They don't understand that we try to start everything on the same day. They don't know the process of how long it takes to get their challenge pack. So we just have to make it very clear and easy for them. And like one thing, the message again is like verbatim what I say to my people in that document that I'll send to you guys. But you have to create the sense of urgency and also let them know if now isn't a good time for you, then just let me know by tomorrow at noon so that way I can open up the spot for someone else. So that creates scarcity so that they realize like, oh, she only has a certain amount of spots. Because in reality, like, how can we really help like 50 people? Like, I keep my groups mainly at about 10. So that's what I do. So as a quick review with the follow-ups, and again, this is all in the document that I'm going to give you guys. The first thing I do is follow up with value at the beginning of the month, focus on the relationship. The second thing that I do is, what was the second thing that I said? Is I follow up and re-invite them all. And then the third thing that I do is I follow up with the deadline message. So that deadline message, by the way, I always send that about 5 to 7 days before my challenge group starts. If they're signing up as a coach, I usually give them until Saturday or Sunday because boot camp starts on Monday. And, I want them to have their challenge pack when boot camp starts, but if they don't, like, it's not that big of a deal. So that's just my rule of thumb. And again, that's in the document. So the next thing I want to talk about is using your sponsor to help you write your messages. This is how I learned how to talk to people like I do. And I'm not saying that I'm like a freaking genius, because by all means, like, I am so scatterbrained and ridiculous and I'm a hot mess. But I have more skill than I used to when I started this. But my sponsor taught me how to talk to people the way that I talk to, and from doing trainings and working on my skills and just practicing it, one thing like that I would do, or that she did for me when I started this, is I would be having conversations with people. Back then, let me preface this with, when I started this, we didn't have training. We didn't have any scripts. We didn't have a Dropbox. We didn't have anything that told us what to do. So I literally was like blind, like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? I don't even, what is network marketing? How do I talk to people? I just want to help people. What am I doing? So I would like send my sponsor, Lindsay, like a message and be like, okay, I sent this invite out. I have no clue what to say back to this person. So again, this is a little bit easier for you guys now because you have it broken down step by step exactly what to say. But I still help people now, even though you have the scripts on what to say, because as much as I try to dump all the information that's in my brain on what I say in conversations to people, there are certain things that like aren't in the sample invite that I give you guys, because I would have to read all my Facebook messages that I've ever sent, which would take me years to include all of that. But I do have some things that I'm going to make a video about with some more tips that I think will help you guys, that will add to what I've already given you. I'll make that next week. But anyways, I'm just saying all that to say that, as your sponsor, we've been doing this a little bit longer than you, and you're amazing. We wouldn't have invited you to be on our team if we didn't believe that you could do this. But since we have more time and more practice and a little bit more skill, and again, that's not to be mean, it's just time in the saddle, sometimes we can look at a conversation and see, okay, this is how you could tweak it to make it sound even better. This is what I would say, if you get an objection. Because sometimes going to that document, it's not always going to tell you exactly what to say. And there could be additional things to say on top of that. Like I was talking to Heather before this call, because she was one of the people that qualified from the Success Club group. And I just lost my train of thought. Dear Lord, what was I going to say? Pray for me, guys. Hang on. Heather, what was I going to say? Oh, like she was telling me that she got a time objection from a coach prospect. And I said, okay, like, she told me she shared a story. She did all the things that the document said, like she's doing freaking amazing. And I said, okay, well, there's a time I had a conversation with someone and I asked them like, hey, do you have a 30 extra minutes a day? Like, I know you're busy, but do you have 30 minutes extra a day, even if it's split up throughout the day? And most people say yes. And then I'll tell them Melissa's story about how she's a busy mom. She takes care of her kid by herself and she does this business and chunks throughout the day when she can. And by doing that, she was still able to quit her job in 8 months. So I would tell that story. There's some other strategies. I don't have time to talk about them tonight. I'll make a video about it. But that's just an example. Like that's not something that I put in the guide because I didn't think about it when I made it. So that's why I'm constantly revising things to make it better. But using your sponsor to help you write messages is like super, super key to success. I tell Chelsea's story a lot, but Chelsea's freaking awesome. She signed up and went diamond like super quick. Like she made a list. She started inviting people. She talked to 80 people. And once she did that, like Chelsea went diamond in like 3 weeks. Now, I'm not saying that the only reason Chelsea went diamond was because I helped her write her messages, because obviously she's freaking awesome and she put in the action. But she would send me text messages every day and be like, hey, Jess, I'm not sure exactly what to say back to this, or could you look at this before I send it to this person just as a second glance? So I highly recommend you guys doing that if you're not already. And again, that's not to say that you guys aren't all amazing. It's not that we don't think that you don't know what you're doing, but we're here to help and we're here to, help you tweak things so that you can have better results. So that would be the second thing I would say. And then the third thing is overcoming objections. I tell you guys this literally probably every time we're on a team call, but if you have not read The Art of Closing a Sale, you have to read it. And I'm probably screaming in your ears right now if you have headphones, and I'm sorry. But literally, guys, like that was the book that I read, and it was like the pivotal point in my business. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing this all wrong. I mean, I wasn't doing it all wrong, but it just gave me a lot of tips on how to do things even better. And when people give us objections, this is something I'll do another team call on specifically, and I'll have more videos on it specifically because there's not enough time tonight to talk about it all. But seriously, guys, objections are just excuses, or it's fear that people have. If people want something bad enough, they will find the time and they will find the money. Now, that's not to call people liars, because I think I trust everybody. I give everybody a chance, and I'm not calling people liars. But it's just fear. And sometimes people are embarrassed to admit that they're afraid. So they'll say that they don't have the money, or sometimes they ignore us because they truly are in a dire situation and don't have the money. But that's another topic. So if you guys can learn how to overcome objections, there's examples in the Dropbox actually of conversations that I've had with people that are on this team now. They gave me 8 billion objections in one conversation, and I overcame all of them, and they signed up that night. So if you know how to help answer people's questions, how to help them through their fears, you can really, I'm going to call it close, because that's not what it's about, but you will be able to effectively close them if you know how to help them overcome those things. So gosh, there's so much more I want to say about that, but we don't have enough time. So if you need help overcoming objections, you got to read that book. Like I said, there's examples in the Dropbox. Use your sponsor. But seriously, like don't let an objection stop you. I know we did a whole team call about this before, and I said this, and I'm sorry if this sounds offensive to anybody. I love Jesus, but sometimes I just have to say things like, if you get an objection, stop taking it up the ass. Again, I'm not trying to sound vulgar or anything. Like, I'm just trying to make the point. Like, stop taking it up the ass and just being like, okay, like, I understand. Like, okay, that's cool. Because when you do that, you're not helping that person. Like, and I used to do it all the time. And I'm not saying we want to push people, but there are things that we can say to help people, because this is about helping people. So stop just like, you have to be relentless. You have to believe in this so much that you're just going to share with them how this is going to help them. You have to help them overcome their objections, because the objections are just fear. So just stop. I won't say it again because it's kind of gross, but just stop giving up. That's a better way for me to describe it in a nicer way. Stop giving up when people give you an objection. That doesn't mean no. Okay. Again, more on that later. And I'm sorry if that offended anybody, but this is just who I am. And I can still love Jesus and say it. Melanie's probably over there laughing at me because her and I have conversations about like Jesus and like saying a cuss word. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. Okay, so now I just want to give you guys some questions to kind of diagnose why you might not be getting Success Club. And maybe you're getting Success Club, but these are things that are good questions for everyone to think about. So the first thing, and this is what I posted in the team page earlier today. The first thing would be, are you inviting consistently every day? Number 2, are you consistently adding new people every day? And this is in the South Carolina. Oh my gosh. I saw SC in my head, the Success Club daily checklist. I said South Carolina because you know SC. Anyway, this is all in the daily checklist, but I just want you guys to think about these things. Where'd I go? Are you consistently adding new people every day? The third thing would be, what is your current follow-up system? The fourth thing would be, how many times a day do you post on social media? And do you share a workout or Shakeology post daily? The fifth thing would be, what personal development are you currently doing? And the sixth thing would be, have you ever successfully overcame an objection? So I can post those again. I'll post those after the team call, along with the document that I am referring to about all the different messages of exactly what I say when I follow up. I'll post that all so that you guys can have that after this team call. But that was really all I wanted to talk about tonight. An action item for you guys. I just want to give you guys one thing to do. I want to make it simple. If you have not already done so, take the deadline message that I gave you guys and send it out to all your prospects tonight. If you want Success Club this month, you need to send it out tonight. You might have to lose 5 extra minutes of sleep, and I'm not trying to promote sleep loss. But if Success Club is your goal, like, you'll make the little sacrifice and it'll be worth it, and you'll do it because you still have plenty of time to close people. So that message, again, it's in the document that I'll post. But seriously, guys, like, that's one of the most magical parts of the formula that will help you get to Success Club. And then I have a closing quote, and then I'll open it up for questions and do a prize giveaway. So the closing quote that I found that I really wanted to share is, fear is not real. It is the product of thoughts you create. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. I just thought that was really cool because I was thinking about how fear so often is what holds us back from our goals in our business. So now I'll do the prize real quick, and then I'll open it up for questions. What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, prize. Good Lord, I need sleep. So, okay, type in the chat box a number 1 through 200, and I will do the random, whatever it's called, number generator online. Let me pull it up, and it will pick a number, and then whoever's closest to that number will win the prize. And I know that there's one person on the phone. I know Ina was on the phone. Ina, I'm going to unmute you real quick so that you can say your number out loud. Okay, you're unmuted.
7.
7? Okay, cool. Mute you back. Okay, 7. Okay, random number generator, 1 through 200. All right, let me pull up the chat box. Blah, blah, blah. Where am I? All right, so the number that random generator told me is 48. So let me see who's closest to that. 111, 180, 33, 53, 57, 77. Okay, since I'm tired, I can't effectively do math as much as I usually can. I'm pretty sure that 53 would be closest to 48. Is that right, guys? Type in the chat box if I'm right. Okay, thank you. Okay, praise Jesus. So, okay, I feel so bad that I don't know how to pronounce your first name because we met on Instagram and we've never talked on the phone. I'm going to unmute you real quick. Is that okay? Give me a thumbs up. Is it Haiti?
It's Hattie.
Hattie.
Hattie, like a hat.
Hattie. Okay, got it. I said hottie.
Whatever.
I mean, you are a hottie and everything. Okay, got it. Cool, girl. Well, send me the email address. Just like text it to me that you want me to send the prize to because it's an electronic book. Um, so do that and I will send it out. I'm trying to remember my password for iTunes. So once I can do that, I will send out the prizes that I owe everybody. I sent everyone else a message today. But in case you were wondering why I didn't send the other prizes out, it will be coming to you soon. Congrats, girl. Yay. I'm going to meet you back. Okay. Cool. So does anyone have any questions they want to ask? We are doing like an open Q&A call for all the boot camp trainings that technically started 6 minutes ago because I pushed it to 8:30 instead of 9 p.m. So what I can do is if we have actually, let me just stop talking. Let me stop